And we are back, and we've decided we're going to go and steal a grapple cannon from a junkyard that may or may not be ruled by a gang leader who has been exposed to a little too much radiation, which I think sounds safe.
He's probably fine. It's probably fine.
Yeah, exactly. I can't see how that would possibly go wrong.
AKA, we're playing Borderlands, the tabletop game.
Did you see how I was like, took the Cyberpunk and then just put Borderlands right up against next to it? Yeah,
I like it.
I'm loving it. This is the best thing about being a GM is you're like, this film, this game, I want to play that now. Puts in, just like, we're doing that now. Great.
To be fair, the bandits in Borderlands are kind of crazy because of the weird alien magics that power everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Which is the problem. So, let's do our engagement roll. Let's find out who we're getting married to. Not that. So,
I'm going to marry Syndrome, and we're going to make cupcakes.
Oh,
That's beautiful.
that's too sweet. So
The cupcakes are too sweet. It's a disaster.
they put honey and sugar in it because they thought, why not?
Because they're deeply affected by radiation.
Yep.
And can't taste anything.
Oh wait, that's just you, Cammy.
Yep,
All
that's
right.
me.
So the engagement roll is a fortune roll. So we start with 1 dice for sheer luck, and then is this operation particularly bold or daring?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Before each question, do we get or lose a dice?
Is this operation? Well, I'm just going to ask you the questions, and then I'm going to like add or remove them, and that way you can't game me. I mean, you can look at y'all can look on page 160 of the PDF. Is the engagement roll rules? So so we're on 2. Is this operation overly complex or contingent on many factors?
No.
No. Does this plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest?
Don't think so.
The plan is to like sneak in, grab a thing, and sneak out, isn't it? With a truck.
Ideally.
I don't know if we're gonna sneak.
Yes.
Sneak is a very broad term.
Yeah.
I would like I don't know if this is something that we need to address at this point, but I think that if we could create a distraction elsewhere, that would be real good. I don't know if we need to establish that now before we do this roll, or if other people think that maybe that's not a great idea.
That, like, a distraction is a classic situation that comes up in Blades. There are 2 ways to handle it. 1, the distraction could be its own mission that we run, which is just short and quick. Boom, boom, boom. Do we make a distraction? Or we can shorten it even more and be like, what's the thing you're doing? Right? And roll to see that, and that can be considered a setup action for the engagement roll, which means that if you're successful and good, you get an extra dice on your engagement roll. If you're not good at it, you get less dice on your engagement roll. So that's probably the way that we would do that. We just need to work out like the fiction of it. So do we want to take a step back and look at that?
Well, what do you 2 think? Is that, because that would be an idea that Ren would put forward in character. What do your characters think about that?
I'm
not sure we have the people to do a distraction.
Yeah. That was my concern.
We would have to like light something on fire or blow up a truck or something like that. We would have to try and do some kind of time delayed thing.
Yep, that's definitely a thing that you could do. That's the way that you've described that sound, especially with it being a time delay, sounds like a tinker roll, or tinker, to like rig. That's the word I wanted. I knocked myself in the face with a cable. So yeah, it'd be a rig roll to like rig up a time delayed distraction, and then we could count that as a thing. The other thing we do need to roll for is your truck, because someone needs to spend either a rep or a cred to have a truck.
Who is driving the truck? Because I think we need to worry about that mechanic in this game as well.
I can drive the truck, and Ren can shoot from the truck.
That was going to be my thought because I don't have any helm at all. So
I think in that case, because we're probably going to use it as a getaway, I think that is that my mic or is that no?
That was
okay,
yours. It seemed like, but yeah, it's
really?
okay now.
Yeah. All right. I think that I forgot my character's name for a second. Reciprocity can do some defensive attuning in that case, but
that sounds like a good plan. All right, so I would like someone to choose. So to spend a rep or a cred and roll to acquire an asset for that downtime action.
I don't have any cred. I think that
So the way this just for like chat's sake, the reason we're spending a rep or a cred is to be able to do an additional downtime action. So that is that we didn't do last time.
We have 2 crew cred as well that we've put in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
Is this renting a truck or buying a truck?
This is renting, or so acquire assets gets you temporary use of an asset, not permanent.
we're borrowing a truck
It could be, right? Like it could come from all sorts of different places.
from someone who may or may not know that we're borrowing their truck.
Yeah,
We're
for
goinking a truck.
We're goinking a truck. So for Scum and Villainy, a ground vehicle is a classic use of an acquire asset. If you needed to get someone to drive it as well, that would be a second one.
Where is our rep such that we can spend it?
That was what I was trying to work out. I think it's on the faction sheet. Let me see. No? Where is... Wait, you don't have rep in this. Acquire an asset.
No wonder we can't find it.
So to get an additional, you just have to spend cred.
As a new character, Reciprocity doesn't have cred or anything, right?
No.
I mean, do we want to do that, or do we want to just ignore this whole distraction idea and just go in completely?
If you want to have a truck,
we still need the truck.
You need the truck.
Sure. No, of course we do. Okay.
I think we should spend the crew cred.
Yes, just spend the crew cred. This is a crew. This is a crew job. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So someone mark off one of those, and then, what is our crew quality? It is we are crew quality 0. So someone needs to roll 2d6 and take the lowest.
Nope.
I will use cherries because
they're both the same.
They're both
lowest.
the same. They're 3.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. So this is a quality. This is a tier 0 truck.
Oh, good. Excellent.
It has
Flex.
tires.
Good.
Great.
It has an internal combustion engine.
It's very noisy.
Haven't seen one of those for a while.
Uh-huh. It's yeah. I'm imagining like a Second World War army blitz truck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what I'm picturing as you rock up to the outskirts of the scavenger areas, right? And there's this truck parked amongst a bunch of other things, right? And there's 100% a probably 3 foot tall marsupial person in a head wrap and in way robes basically, or protective robes but made out of whatever scraps they could find, and yeah, they're and you're who is it that is getting the truck? Who it was it Tin Can or is it Reciprocity that's doing the negotiation for the truck?
I think Tin Can.
So yeah, Tin Can approaches and this and this little thing is like points at Tin Can as like, ah, you no trucks need money, no trucks.
One money, one truck.
It's like, where'd you get money? This real money, you thief.
Yes, and also a biological hazard.
And it's like, it's like
It's listing the things we are.
yeah, it's like thief money only good for Clanker. This one called Clanker for you.
That's a good name. I like that.
And like as you like start it up, it just goes donk donk. Like every time you change gear, it just makes this like huge like donk donk noise. And it's like, okay, cool, good job, team. You've got a truck technically.
Remix that.
So yeah, you've got a truck. You're welcome to set up yourselves with a distraction if you like.
What does it cost us to do a distraction? Because are we going to spend our last money on that?
No. So to do the distraction, all you need to do is like roll for it, and if you do it badly, it's going to make it worse rather than better.
So on the theme of cupcakes and explosions, I thought maybe Reciprocity, who is a cooking bot, could take some explosive cupcakes or like a cake with a dynamite in it, like a candle, like in cartoons.
It's an Acme cake.
I thought
feel like
that would be.
No.
The only way Reciprocity would agree to this is if they didn't know what was in the cupcakes.
Which, if they're making it, probably is not a thing.
I like the idea that they're like, you can't do that to a cake.
Yeah, no. Respect the cake.
My thought was that if this is a junkyard, we can presumably, like, there are junk vehicles and stuff here on the
100%.
opposite side of the junkyard than we want to be on. Can
So
we make some kind? Go ahead, Cherry.
I was just wondering if we were doing this as part of our
So
setup.
we're setting
roll.
up for the engagement roll, yeah.
Okay.
I think in looking like surveying the terrain, and part of the study, I guess, was Ren's like, but what can we blow up? And Tin Can says, well, there's all these drive cores. I could just overload a drive core. And you make it.
Could do that. Yes, that is definitely a thing you can do.
So we do a thing to overload a drive core.
Is that going to
All
kill
right.
you?
Cool.
Is this something that we will need a detonator for? Because if so, one of us.
To
will have
overload a drive core?
No,
No.
I just make the fuel loop take a while.
Okay. It's just a time thing. Okay.
I love it. Yeah.
All that this is doing is just like putting it is the same as like putting a magnifying glass on the fuel can, right? Like it's just that's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
Like
All we're really wanting to happen, I think, from this distraction is that a bunch of these toughs are going to come out to inspect what's going on over here while we're over the other side.
Yep.
You know, I'm not saying that we're going to be doing anyone any damage with the distraction.
Yep, no, that makes sense to me. Do you think that sounds like a rig, Cammy?
Oh yeah.
Sounds good to me. Let's find out. So this is definitely.
And I push the effect.
So okay, let's talk about that after I've given you the position and effect. So position for this one sounds like it's risky. I don't think it's desperate. The effect is certainly standard. It is.
I would like to push for a great effect that maybe like one of their patrol trucks gets flipped over or something.
Yeah, sure, awesome. So how do you push for that? Do you spending stress, or have you got an ability, or are you trading position for effect?
Oh,
you can trade position for effect as well.
That's what I meant. Yes,
Yeah,
that one
cool.
that you kept doing the other Saturday.
Yeah, so trading position for effect is where you talk about how you're going to do a thing so that it's trading position for effect is where you're like, I'm going to do things the harder way in order to get a better result, right? The thing where I'm going to put myself in more danger to get a better result, or I'm going to put myself in less danger to get a less. We're going to go for a less result to put myself in less danger. So you want more. You want more danger, more result.
Maybe I'll try and
You can also spend 2 stress to push effect instead of pushing instead of
no. I want
increasing
that
dice.
desperate roll.
Yeah, so you can definitely do that.
I think Tin Can picks something that has like either two shuttles that are like close together, or one thing that has 2 engines in it, and so they're effectively making like a bang bang, but they have to time it without dying.
Yep. Mhm.
Yep, good.
That sounds like a desperate great.
What was the slogan again?
Better safe than dead.
Yep.
Is that-
Mm-hmm.
Reciprocity's just flashing that as a neon sign, just in the background.
With the little like safety doctor order being like da 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 da.
Yes.
Whoa, we got a 4. So let's have a look at what I can do to you on a 4 for a desperate roll. Because I seem to remember it makes me smile. Oh.
look at the wicked gleam in her eye.
Alright, so on a 4 to 5, you do it, but there's a consequence. You suffer severe harm or a serious complication occurs.
I would like to spend my special armor to resist a consequence from machines breaking or being damaged.
Okay, do you want to hear what the consequence is first?
Yes.
Alright. I love the fuck what the fiction is. Like, just gonna, alright, so I mean, like, it's gotta be severe harm that's coming at you though, right? Like, we're dealing with an explosion. So severe harm is probably level 3. Do you want to spend an armor to drop it down to level 2?
Yes.
So yeah, so with armor and resistance with harm, it usually drops it down a level. It doesn't completely negate it unless it's a thing where like resisting it would completely negate it, but that's not often the case. So this is a thing where you're like resisting the consequence. So this what this is that it's not that you're gonna get caught in the explosion, but rather you're gonna expose yourself to a bunch of like radiation burn. Like very severe radiation burn that I warned you about. When you like basically unhook the when you go in there to fiddle with the drive core, it's like you're not gonna be able to do that safely, and so you're gonna get like, yeah. So you can downgrade that to level 2 if you want.
I will use my special armor to downgrade that under the premise that I'm already kind of always irradiated.
That was my thought. Yeah.
And then I'll resist the rest of it.
Yep. So that'll downgrade it to level 1.
What sort of roll is the resist?
This is so. Let me try mousing over things and see if it tells me the thing. Nope. Okay. Where is the resistance thing? On my reference sheet. I think it is prowess for resisting physical harm. Yeah. Okay, so you take 5 stress.
You okay, buddy?
But I don't take the harm?
It goes down to level 1, which is singed. So basically, like, there's a bit of you that has like basically like like a painful sunburn, right? Whoa. All right, so anytime
I like the idea of Tin Can walking back and there's like a little flame, and Reciprocity just goes with the spatula and like puts it out.
Yes, I love it. So yeah, that is you do the thing. So you have a bonus dice on your actual engagement roll because you have created a fairly significant distraction.
We did it, fam.
So
Yeah.
now we can start the mission.
Yeah, sorry for the interrupt there.
What?
That became
No.
quite lengthy.
No, certainly not. This is how the game goes.
Good times.
Like this is how it's, but like this is how we do. All right. So planning and engagement. Everyone needs to mark their load. How much load are they bringing on this mission? So bold or daring? Yes. Not overly complex. You've done the complicated, silly part. So don't take a dice for that. Does it expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? It does now because you created a distraction. Good job, team. Is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have particular defenses or special preparations? They do not. Can any friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation?
I think we did that, didn't we?
I mean, we haven't used a contact from anyone's sheet specifically, so that.
Oh, I thought we won from Tin Can.
Yeah, no. We're just using Tin Can's like knowledge of scrap yards. Are any enemies or rivals interfering in the operation? Not specifically.
It's up to you.
I don't think they're. Well, let me check your enemies and rivals. We have.
I have Nisa, a previous employer.
Where were they an employer? Did we decide that? Are they a
No.
member of the Yaru?
Probably.
Okay. We have
They would
Aya,
be.
an assassin, and Oh, I just looked at reciprocities. I'm not going to say what it was, but it's adorable. Reciprocity gives me feelings. All right, so we've
As a robot mum.
right? Yeah, robot babies are like the easy way to make me feel things. Any other? Oh, this is I mean, they're not lower tier than you because y'all are tier 0, so. Okay, so we're doing 3 dice. Who wants to roll me the engagement roll with 3 dice?
Who is engaging the most?
I think so far Tin Can.
It does sound like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll them dice.
What does that mean?
So on the Rhapsody, I think there is an engagement button. Let me see. There we go. That'll do. All right. So on a 5, so we take the highest of those, which is the 5. On a 5, you find yourself in a risky situation. It's not desperate yet, but it's also no longer controlled. So, I think what this is that you've spotted a tow tug with the grappling cannon that you're looking for, and like you've like got the truck in, and it's making that like as you like drive it through, and like in the distance we can see like weird like slightly blue smoke from the distraction. And yeah, you approach the you get into the area that you want, and you're like, cool, tow tug. That's got what we want on it. Nice and easy. And then the something inside the tug itself moves. You see like shadows go like, get up.
Trash lizard.
What do?
I think at this point, reciprocity, without even asking or talking to anyone, because they're not the best communicator, being several thousand years old and out of touch with everyone just is observing, is using the way to kind of peek into the shadows kind of thing.
Yeah, that sounds like
out.
you're tuning.
Yeah.
It sounds risky. There might be something in there that is like going to notice the way, but also it might not. So risky. I think this effect is standard. You're only trying to like find out like information about the thing that's nearby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to get any? Okay. Wow. Yeah.
There you go.
Like you're like, nah, fuck bonus dice. Cool. Yeah. So I think you definitely pick up that like there are some small creatures in the like cabin of this thing, I think you can pick up. It's definitely easy for you to pick up. Like, these things are recently alive, right? Like, they are new organisms. They're babbies. So yeah, there's like probably like half a dozen very young things in the cabin here. I think you can tell that they are carnivorous as well.
Okay, I think via their communication skull, Reciprocity just says, dangerous hatchlings. Dangerous hatchlings. Just kind of 3 times in a row.
Warning, Little Robin's dangerous hatchlings.
So are we kind of chasing down this other vehicle?
I mean,
that...
it's on its side in like, yeah, it's bright.
Okay,
yeah,
it's
it's like
junk.
it's black and yellow with like rust coming through it. It's and it's like got like these like blue logos. Just realized that it's like just Cherry's No Man's Sky base themed. It's got like blue logos show and like yellow and black with like rust coming through, and yeah, you can see that like the like it's basically like a pickup truck, but it's like a space pickup truck with one of these grapplers mounted on the back. And then the engine in it is really, really powerful. So if I mean, like the engine is like contained, but like, yeah, they put like a really, really powerful, quite dangerous engine in them, so that they can like tug much larger ships into and out of orbit.
Cool. Okay.
Do we want baby lizard lunch?
I'm not sure. Just knowing that these things are carnivorous doesn't necessarily mean that they're not people. You know, they're not sentient beings. This is space. They're not necessarily evil lizards of death. They might just be children of a carnivorous people.
Like humans.
We are omnivores.
Eh. Depends who you ask.
I think Tin Can is just gonna like so. Are you thinking?
It's hard.
So Reciprocity said that they're hatchlings. So I think Tin Can's going to risk it and just go straight for the grappling hook because we're on a little bit of a time thing.
Sure. So this is risky. Sounds like and sorry, tell me, what's your action?
Is it easy to get to? Do I have to clamber to it? Do I have to go through the ship? Do I have to?
I mean, you have to get off your thing and you have to go and clamber onto the back of the thing, but I'm not gonna but you don't have to like roll for any of that. The like, it's not like you're climbing like a mountain of rubble. All you need to do is just disconnect this thing.
I will do that then with a rig roll.
Sure.
I want to be covering Tin Can. I want to be like sitting on the windowsill of this truck and hanging so that my body is outside of the truck and my feet are inside, and have my big gun just in case something comes and tries to eat their face.
That sounds like you're surveying. Is survey a thing in this? I can't remember.
No.
What's the one for
Study.
looking around? Not
Study.
Study? Yeah. Yeah, I think that is like, I mean, it's your choice, but I think there is a risk here that is you don't notice like upcoming trouble.
I don't have anything in study. I do have a thing.
You pick what your action is, and then you tell me. But you try and match it to the fiction as best you can.
I kind of think it has to be, really. It has to be study, because that seems to me to be the only
that seems that yeah. So then
perception
you might want to try and get help or push for extra things or ask for a devil's bug and I'll spend a gambit.
Spend a gambit because it's the crux of the mission.
Cool. Okay. Yeah.
3. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Cool. I'll do that. So study roll.
Yep.
Risky, did you say?
This is risky. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm keeping track of gambits for everyone, by the way.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Awesome. There should be a thing on the Rhapsody sheet for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got it.
Cool.
Cool. So what's my effect here?
This is standard effect.
Standard. Okay, cool. And I get +1 for this gambit. 1 bonus
Yep.
die. Is that how that works? Yep.
Yep. If you wanted to like do a devil's bargain or push yourself or any of those sorts of things, there's also options. But
I'm gonna hang on to that because
Sure.
my pushing myself thing might help me a little later. Eesh.
okay. Let's have a look.
It's not great.
Yeah, on a 3. All right, so in the distance, I think you definitely hear, but you can't. I know what this is. You hear you hear like someone yell, "Spread out! Find the bang maker!" And you hear, wow. And you hear you hear like you hear a bunch of like grav bikes. You hear that like wah, 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 like sound of like of like a bunch of grav bikes taking off. But they're 100% like spreading out around the place, so you're like, fuck, they could come from any direction. And like they're very, very agile. So if they if you get found, you're going to get wrecked. Like if you get found, they're going to approach from every direction very quickly. But on the plus side, that's happening. You didn't miss it entirely. So
Awesome, rad.
because I was just gonna like drop them on you, and then someone was like, "I'm looking out for things." And I'm like, "Okay."
Damn it.
I will do a rig roll now.
Let's do the rig roll. Let's see how we go.
Can I have a devil's bargain?
Yeah, definitely.
We haven't done one of these before, have we?
No.
So yeah, devil's bargain is where we say a thing that is true. You can't. It isn't based on whether or not you succeed or fail. It's just a thing that makes the situation worse, regardless. But you get a bonus dice.
Oh,
Is there a
okay.
giant mum lizard?
I mean, I was putting that as let's just have her show up, right? I was waiting to see if you failed a roll for that, but let's just have her show up. So like, you get there, and you're not going to be able to like get this thing out without like when you move this thing, it's going to disturb the babies, I think is the thing, right? That's the thing. You can't move it without upsetting the sleeping babs, and they're going to make a lot of noise.
And that's going to make the mum bad.
I assume the mum is around somewhere.
At this point, Reciprocity is trying to reassure everyone by displaying a nice like shield logo of like a medieval shield, as in like, don't worry, I'm defensive, ready.
So is this risky standard?
I feel like it's risky standard currently, yeah.
The effect of removing the thing and rolling it down the towards the truck.
Down into the like
Yeah.
the roadway. Cool, awesome. Yeah, I think with the 5, I 100% think that like you so like, what does it look like as you unhook this thing?
So I think one of Can's hands like spins around and it's becomes a wrench, and it goes like, and then he like kicks it off the back of the truck, just like braces themselves against the cab, I guess.
Yeah.
Just gives it a big woof, and then all the
and it
babies
just
are like,
goes dunk 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 dunk, and you hear behind you just all of this like eruption of like what, from the thing, and I 100% think that the complication that occurs from that is like you do that, and then the bonnet like pops open, and from like burrowed deep in the piles, I think you hear like a hissing like goanna sound behind you, and you look up and there's like this like its head is probably like this big goanna head with like a ring of eyes all the way around like the top of it, and yeah, it like opens its mouth and like flicks out a tongue between like long razor teeth, and like and I think it's gonna try. I think it definitely like jumps toward you and like grabs a hold of your shoulder and bites your arm off.
Before that happens, Reciprocity 6 has seen this coming in slow motion due to their connection to the way, and uses their special ability Sundering to attune to the way and twist it, causing psychic harm to anyone in the area who cannot withstand the assault. And they are going to spread 1 stress to affect the entire group.
The entire group of lizards, or do we fall into this?
Wait, and then in order to not affect us, they're going to spend another stress.
Awesome. Okay, great.
All right, cool. I think that seems like okay, good. Right. All right. That's a thing you can do.
That's hardcore.
All right, let me have a look.
Gotta save Tin Can's arm.
Yeah.
I had a plan for that.
Okay, so
for that arm,
you need to roll an attune roll to attune to the way and twist it.
What position would you like me in?
I beg your pardon?
I mean, risky. Wow.
I think this is risky. I think this is desperate because, like, Cammy's character is in very dear danger.
Okay.
Okay. The effect, I think, is standard.
Okay.
And you are, oh my gosh, destroying it. Excellent. So,
I'd like to do a rules arbitration and say that the extra stress doesn't make the player characters avoid the psychicness. We just get a +2d to resist it.
You may spend an extra 1 stress for each. It damages instead of stuns. The area includes a few targets instead of 1. You are not included in the effect. So, so we're spending 1 to up it, and then
no, one to include more than 1 targets, and then 1 to not include us.
Yep. Okay. I think that makes sense to me. So you're specifically being like, lizard things are getting brain times. Cool, awesome. So yeah, we see this thing like take its like it's weird like multi-jointed finger arms. Like it's instead of like having like hands at the end of it, it's just got like 1 finger that is like the end of each, and it like clutches at its head and like reels back like reels back snake-like as it clutches its head to try and stop the psychic pain that is affecting it. What are you doing, Tin Can? Or what's everyone doing? This thing, because yeah, this thing and the babies. I think we just hear the babies stop making noise. And the
brain dead the babies.
And the lizard thing is like for a moment.
Run away! Get in the car.
Are you scrambling?
Is that a scramble?
Sounds like a scramble. I mean, it's your choice, though.
How big is this grappling thing, and can you easily carry it?
Oh,
or
no.
do you need help? Right, Cool. Then I have a starting ability that is unstoppable. You can push yourself to perform a feat of physical strength that borders on the superhuman.
Mm-hmm.
So while you are scrambling to get to the vehicle, I want to run out to you and basically use my suddenly superhuman strength to just haul this massive grappling thing up on a shoulder and chuck it into the bed of our truck.
That sounds like you're doing a scramble action together to get like it and Tin Can to safety, and that you're spending stress to make it so that you can do the thing.
Cool. Okay, that's fine. So I just have to spend a stress, and then Cammy does the roll. Or?
You have to spend 2 stress, and then both of you will roll scramble.
Cool. I'm gonna pass out real soon, friends. Just
Me also.
cool. All right. I've got some good scramble though, so this is good. Okay, so we both have the same like value to our scramble. Is that?
I have 0 scramble, so I'll roll and take the lowest.
Oh, okay. I have 2 in scramble, so.
Who's leading it? Who's leading the
Well,
scramble? It sounds like Ren is leading the scramble.
I guess. I mean, we're sort of going in opposite directions, really, because you're scrambling back to the truck, and I'm scrambling out to get the
You're
thing.
both scrambling to get to get things to the truck, though. That's
okay.
I've kicked it off the thing. It's on the
awesome,
ground,
and
we
I've
have to
jumped
put it
down.
on the
to
so you're
grab
working
it.
together
Yeah.
to get it on the truck quickly. Is my feeling.
Cool. Awesome.
I will push myself to get a die on this.
Is this risky?
This is. Yeah, I think this
I
is
feel like
risky.
we're getting pretty desperate with these people.
I think we've dropped back to risky because that
Okay.
attune was really helpful.
Cool.
we're
Awesome.
not, like it's currently still like reeling.
Okay, and our effect?
Yeah, I think if you've spent 2 stress to like do your thing, then it's standard. You can do it.
Cool. And do I get bonus dice for using that ability? Is that?
It means you can do it. It doesn't give you a bonus dice. It just makes it possible. Basically, you've gone from limited you've pushed yourself from limited up to standard by performing a feat of superhuman strength.
Okay, cool.
So
Cool,
you're
cool,
actually putting it on the truck rather than tying it to the truck and dragging it behind.
cool. Right. Okay. Yep. Cool. All right. Let's scramble. Yeah.
Nice. So you take 1 more stress because Tin Can was not good at scrambling.
Okay.
Just tumbles down the pile of scrap. It's like,
And yeah,
Great.
what does it look like as you two like get this thing onto the back of the truck?
I think
this is the
Ren
point
is
at which
carrying, like, a big-
at which the lizard has been like, wait, they're getting away, right?
I think Ren is carrying the big like the cannon part, and Tin Can's like dragging along the steel cable and the grapple. It's like,
Yeah. And I think that like Ren pitches forward, throws this thing into the back of the cab, and like pushes Tin Can towards the driver's seat and jumps into the back of the cab along with the grappling hook, and like brings up her weapon, preparing to be followed.
So yeah, I'm imagining that this is like it's like a big flatbed truck. So like you're in the
It's a
tray.
U, yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, you're in the tray preparing to like do the thing. Cool, awesome. Yeah, you succeeded.
I think at this point, I probably need to roll a scramble to catch up.
Yeah, right. So you weren't in the truck when this was happening?
No,
All
I was
right.
still back where the grapple was.
All right.
So I think for me, what that looks like is Reciprocity is flying backwards, holding up a blaster pointed at the lizards.
Yep. Cool. Awesome.
You have a blaster in your grabby hand?
Yeah.
Oh, you have more hands though, right?
Yeah, just one. I have one grabby. I have some secret arms, but they're not grabby arms.
Oh,
I have
okay.
one. I have one grabby hand.
they're better than grabby hands.
I'm holding a little blaster pistol. So I've marked that off on my load. I haven't used it yet.
So
Holding
cute.
it.
I am on normal load with a blaster pistol, a detonator, and a med kit. Oh, and I get.
You don't need to pick what's in the load at the start of the mission. You pick it as you go.
Well, I have anyway.
You have anyway. That's fine.
I absolutely have heavy load right now.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
I'm going to spend a gambit because we're up to 4, so I'm going to bring us back to 3. And I'm going to scramble. And so it's risky. Yeah?
This is... I mean, you're trying to get back and the lizard... No, it's desperate for you because the lizard's coming.
Great. Wonderful. It's desperate. And standard?
Yeah, standard.
Okay.
You'll get all the way to the truck.
Okay.
So, I think you have to like shoot at the lizard as you're doing it, and I
so
think
now I have to roll scrap.
no. You get there,
Okay.
but like you hear someone yell, "I heard blaster fire," and like.
Right.
You know, and yeah, as you get in the truck, so he's on a hover bike, which appears to be like from like as audience we would be like, that is the top of like a dirt bike sort of thing, but like on the body of like 2 tumble dryer drums that are spinning really fast and just seem to be making you know, like hot air like shoot out the bottom, and yeah, there's like a rigged up, like a jerry rigged mesh to like try and keep the heat from burning his legs off. He's human. He's wearing a mask that appears to be made out of like, it's one of those green jerry cans, but like someone's like cut it off halfway, bent it open, and then like put eye holes in it. And yeah, he's and then he's like shirtless, and then has like tied around his waist to like the bottom half of a set of like overalls. And yeah, he like rocks up, and then is like calls out, "They're over here!" and like pulls a blaster.
May I shoot this person?
Oh yes.
Awesome. I have a
Please
question
do.
first. Does this person look like the leader, or is this person just?
Oh, this guy is 100% a goon.
Right.
Oh, dang it. A mook and a goon go together in the worst possible way.
He's both. This person is both. Okay, cool. I want to bring up my sniper rifle, which I will now add to my load. And I want to. Does there look like there is a spot on this, we'll call it bike, that will explode the bike?
I mean, yes, obviously. There's a spot on every vehicle that will explode it.
Yeah. That fair enough. It's a space
No,
movie.
Universal truth.
Not according to Mythbusters.
Yeah, but this is in space, and in space everything explodes.
Mythbusters hasn't been to space, so.
Exactly.
True. Okay, yeah. I want to explode this bike. So, what is my shooting?
Yeah, what action are you using?
skill? Yeah, what? Let me see.
Isn't it scrap?
Sounds
I
like
think
scrap.
it's scrap. Yeah. So I'm going to do a scrap roll, and I'm going to try and explode this bike.
Sure.
But I am standing in the bed of a truck that presumably has just started moving to roll away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think so he did the thing we could. He's still only like he's not like up to you, so he's risky. But I think you'd be limited if you weren't using Vera.
Okay.
I think Vera is bringing you up to standard, which is where you're going to disable the bike. That's not going to explode it. If you want to explode it, you'll need to get it up to great somehow.
Okay.
We have Gambit still if you want.
Gambits will get you extra dice, they won't get you extra effect.
Oh,
Yeah, and I only have 1 stress bar left, and I'm gonna I'm gonna
Kind of puke.
bite it. Yeah, so it's not gonna be great. So I might keep it as it is, and we'll just hope for the best.
Yeah, you could push. You could like do the desperate standard thing, which is where you like close the distance somehow. But the desperate great thing, you know, where you trade position for effect. But
no, that's okay. I think that's gonna make things. I'm gonna stick.
look,
with
I'm just putting it on the table. I'm just.
I appreciate that. That is your duty to us.
It's
And
not
we're
even my
going to-
duty. I'm trying to help.
You're gonna
Just being
try and
nice.
pull the sheet out.
Was
Yeah,
that a
okay.
2? Was that a 2? Did you get a 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool, excellent.
It's
You're
bad,
using a
friends.
sniper rifle at middle distance. That's not how this works. You like you pull it up. You're on the back of a truck. You're looking through a scope, and it's just going right. You can't get a beat on shit. So yeah, you fire off a couple of rounds into the air. As this guy approaches, 2 more bikes appear on your flanks. This guy closes the distance close enough that he can probably jump in just a second, but that's going to have to wait until after the break. We'll be back in a
Great.
second, chat.